Hello, it's Banani here. I hope you are doing well. Welcome back to my channel. And today, what we are talking about? We are talking about something without which the significance of light cannot be felt. So, it's a world where we have both light and shadow. And so, likewise, you have your own shadows, like you have your own light. The way you embrace your light, do you also embrace your shadows likewise? If not, you should consider doing it. You know why? Because shadows and light are both parts of you, both completes you, both are inseparable without each other. So, we are talking today about shadow work. So, the last time we did our 21 days gratitude challenge practice, it was more of like light work. We are now getting acquainted with a topic called shadow work. Why shadow work is important and why should we consider doing it, practicing it? Like you have a persona which is a smiling persona. But are you really always smiling inside? You do have your own challenges. You do have your untold battles that you hide from the world. You might have a lot of pains hiding inside your smiles. So, this is what about the shadows you are camouflaging inside your lightful persona. Sorry. So, how to recognize those shadows that you are hiding with shadow work. So, why shadow work is important? Because it makes you self aware. It makes you self aware about what is your emotional quotient, your thinking patterns, so that you become acknowledged about your being in the present scenario so that you can embrace both your lights and shadows because there are a lot of untold pains you keep hiding. What happens like you are bottling up if you don't find from where your triggers are coming, who are triggering you might upset you, you might get offended with them for this, but these are actually the triggers which are mirroring you, and it's just a reflection. Others are just a reflection of whatever self image or a perception you are having about yourself or about a particular thing, situation in your life. Others are just triggering it. Like the last time I was doing shadow work, I really felt to escape it. Someone gave me a trigger, and I just thought it was draining me, and it's better I should not confront it within myself. So, 2 3 days I was escaping it, and then I was feeling like I am feeling suffocating. I was avoiding the questions within myself why I was feeling like that, why I was feeling so much upset about that. But then, after 2 3 days, I felt no, I should sit with myself and I should do embrace the shadow part, the dark sides, the dark waves which are causing turmoils inside me, bringing storms in my calm mind. So this is how I do shadow work. There may be many people who do shadow works as convenient to them, but how I do shadow work, I am sharing it with you here. So when I didn't know about shadow work, I used to do that, like if I was feeling, very upset or bad about something or someone, or even about myself, self anger issues and all, I used to write. I used to write about how I was feeling, why I was feeling, blah blah blah, like that, as an open book to myself. I used to write all about that. I might after that tear that up or burn it up, but I could not bottle it up inside myself. I should uh, empty those feelings. So I used to write. Used to write whatever nonsense, if it is also, I used to write because I wanted to feel good after that, feel relief after that. And that was my escape. That is still my escape. And after that, when I passed some few years of my life without doing any kind of journaling, writing, diary entry writings, or shadow work, which I didn't know that was shadow work, I really felt so much vacuum in my life. I used to feel lost out of myself, and I didn't feel peace. My mental health was deteriorating with all the anxieties and stresses. And when I restarted with writing, uh, I started finding my peace back. And though people may not do shadow work like this, I do one thing, like I write poetries also. Whenever an upset comes, I often channelize the energy through my creativity. That is also a kind of shadow work I do. Uh, People may not do like that, but I also love to write it raw, my all feelings, thoughts through poetry, through creativity, and that's also how I get my peace back. And when I got to know about the concept of shadow work, I found a lot of shadow work prompts, like in many areas. So whatever whatever was bothering me, I started doing shadow works following those prompts. But somewhat or the other, the flair of my writing from inside, to be raw and real, wasn't coming through that, actually. While many can do that, it becomes helpful also for beginners to do shadow work with the prompts. There are also shadow work journals available in shopping platforms like Amazon. And apart from that, also there are Shadowworks prompts available in Google Pinterest, where you can find prompts about, suppose like you are struggling with procrastination issues, so you can search about shadow work about procrastination, and the prompts, the questions as it is comes, so you can answer it accordingly, but maintain honesty. So that's how you are revealing your shadows to find your light. So apart from that also, what I do, and I find peace within back, I mean embracing my shadow, I find my light back, is through self question answer sessions, which earlier also, when I didn't know about shadow work, I used to do in my journal writing, my diary writing practice. So that's why I used to do earlier also, and I restarted doing also for a while. So as I was talking about, I got an upset. Um, uh, Someone triggered me for something, and I was feeling discomforted with that. And though I avoided it for a while, couple of days or more. But I then decided to confront myself, confront the shadows. So I started with questions like self question answers series, like what triggered you. So then I, as a person who was suffering through that, I started to be honest, honest and as raw and real I can be. I started writing. So I, a part of me was asking question, and a part of me was listening to it also, and a part of me was also expressing it all. And you know what? With mind, body, and spirit, I was becoming aware, conscious of what it was, all the thought processes and the feelings, the pains, the triggers I was going through with that. I was beginning to understand, and in this process, I was becoming my best listener, the most unbiased listener, the unjudgmental, confident, and I was embracing my shadows without any guilt, without any shame. And I, in this process, was becoming my light. There is no I, in fact. I was becoming in oneness with my mind, body, spirit. That's how I got relieved. I understood that what went through was not the other person who triggered me, but it was what a self image I was forming within myself, which was out of many things I had gone through, the frustrations, the challenges, and all, and the preconcept, the perception, the self image I formed out of it. So it was lying at the vulnerable zone, and someone triggered that only as just a reflection outside. They were actually not triggering me, but I got triggered because that was within me. That self image was within me. So when I became aware of the self image within me about that particular issue, then I recognized, I became aware, I acknowledged the and embraced my shadows lightfully, and with no guilt, no shame, and I embraced my shadows, and thus I found my light. So that's how I did recently my shadow work on one of my triggers, mirroring my thoughts, my feelings, the way it is, understanding everything, keeping myself unbiased about myself also and about the other person also. That's how I did that work, that shadow work, and found my light back. I found resolved at that about that issue. And likewise, I usually do shadow works, which becomes much deeper, also difficult, but it makes life easier, and that's why it's recommended that you should do shadow works. And it takes care of your mental health, but the better, the earlier you take care of mental health, so the better is it becomes the coping mechanism. So I hope you are finding a light of hope in keeping yourself motivated, to inspire yourself to work more on yourself, embracing your shadows and light equally. And I hope you find light ahead. So, best wishes for your self growth journey and through life. And I hope you could find light watching this video. Stay connected, subscribe to my channel for more on stuffs like this, which keep you self motivated. Take care and keep smiling. Stay strong. lots of lights with embracing your shadows. Thank you for watching. God bless.